This one's gonna be a bit different, and it's a lot more personal speaking. It has nothing to do with like, oh my god, my girlfriend broke up on me, guys, and now I'm crying. Like, it has nothing to do. It's none of that shit. Okay. um, I just want to talk about something I'm very angry and passionate about, though. Okay, some fucker came up to me. I will not be dropping names, but they know who they are. Okay, some fucker came up to me, and they're like, you know what, dude? You're an old head. I hate you're an old head. I'm like, okay, a little bit. I do value older like 90s rap music over modern rap music because modern rap music is so goddamn oversaturated and just samey sounding in comparison to the 90s. Not to say that genre was not oversaturated, it also was, but relatively speaking, the 90s is a lot better than now, right? And the focus on quality and lyrics helps elevate that era, okay? There's the bias, there is a personal bias. However, I think the best 2010s and 2020 albums clear the best 90 albums, and it's like, not really that close. Right, I'm talking to Pimple Butterfly, Good Kid, Yeezus, Call Me If You Get Lost, Simbi, um, Igor, like all those good ass albums. Die Lit, um, Rodeo, Astro World. I'm trying to think of more trap type music. Oh, Imperial, love Imperial. Kids even, I love Kids. But not in that way. The album by Mac Miller, Circles, is a fantastic album. Uh, so yeah, like in comparison to what Illmatic. I like Me Against the World a lot. I like this Camp Low album. Uh, and Doggy Style's wonderful. The Chronic is also pretty good. But those albums are solid, but Dre is not the greatest lyricist. And wait, oh god, jeez, sorry, I just woke up. But Dre's not the greatest lyricist, and Tupac is like he's passionate and strong, but he's not the greatest rapper in the world. He's a very passionate man, and that's like a lot of the appeal. But is he goated? Maybe not. And I actually wasn't the greatest fan of Ready to Die. I thought he was great, but I didn't think it was anything out of this world. I honestly like Me Against the World a little bit better. So yeah, I have fair amount of criticisms for back then, and I have a fair amount of criticisms for now. But most of my shit boils down to, I like one era more than the other because one is more consistent than the other. That's it. Simply it. And more oversaturated than the other. Nothing beyond that, okay? Now that I'm done wasting all this time, I am here to say that I am a little bit of an old head, but this dude is like vehemently saying, dude, you're a fucking old ass head. Like, you are straight up from the 90s type old head. And I'm like, what are you talking about? No, I do have a bias, not even a bias, but I prefer it. But it's not like I hate the new music. I love the new music, right? I mean, literally look through this. If I filter 22, right? We'll run through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 albums from this. Like, basically half of those were from this year alone. So, like, 17 albums just this year alone. Just this year. It's ridiculous. That is an absurd amount of albums for just a single year, right? And I'm consistently trying to find new stuff. I'm about to listen to Killer Mike, Mike Dean, and Gunna all today. You know why? Because I enjoy this era. I think the production skills of every producer has increased way beyond whatever the frick was in the 90s. I think that the potential for the greatest album of all time is way higher than it was in the 90s. You know what I mean? Is this year a very slow year for rap? Absolutely, but I still think there's potential. I still have high hopes for Utopia and Pink Tape. I really hope those albums turn out good. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, these ratings, only 1, 2, 3, 4, only the recent 4 are actually legit. I don't actually think that what's it called? Oh shit. I don't actually think that It's Only Me is on par with Marshall Mathers LP at all. It's just something I do because I like having the dots on the map. On the map, you can see the dots, right? I like having them like all highlighted out and stuff. Okay, it's a weird thing, but I just like it. So these are not a reflection of artists like at all. Ye is not on par with. I think I can find Total Anarchy somewhere in here. Like Ye is not on par with Autumn or with this Baby Keem album. Like that's just not true, right? But going back to my point, what the fuck was my point? Anyways, like I have reviewed a lot of and sat through a lot of freaking albums that are from this year, and I'm getting exposed. Sorry, exposed quotation marks. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not a freaking old head. I am as next gen as you can get. I'm sorry for not being an Opium fan, okay? My bad. I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know you have to qualify as an Opium fan or whatever the hell label the Migos are signed to. Or like, just some new gen type fan. Like, I'm sorry I like Kendrick Lamar and his political fucking topics. I'm sorry, my bad. It's not like it's a preference and taste or something. It's not like it's just a matter of opinion. I'm sorry for not objectively being next gen. Are you kidding me? That is the dumbest thing. Why I have to be new gen? I have to be next gen to be cool, to be acceptable? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding? Look, I'll say it one more time. I like old head music. I think there's a lot to be valued there. There's a lot of good stuff. Is there a lot of bad stuff? Absolutely. And when you start hearing enough kick drums, they give me trap hi-hats vibes, if that makes sense. Trap hi-hats are so overused. If I like start hearing one after another in a song, I'm just gonna close my computer and just be like, I don't even want to listen to this anymore. I feel the exact same way about kick drums from the 90s. Those like they're like the laser beams from Spaceship. You know when like the like aliens like they come down like boop, 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 and they shoot down your house and you gotta shoot them up. Like you know what I mean? It's like that sound that your gun makes. Like I hate it so much. It is the most infuriating sound I've ever heard, other than trap hi-hats, because they're about as annoying as each other, okay? So, I like things from back then. I like things from now, okay? I think production's a lot better now than back then. I think lyricism's a little better back then, on average, than it is now. That's it. There's some preferences here and there between each era, but there's nothing, like, objectively, like, just complete subjectivity goes into it. Like, oh my god, Kendrick Lamar couldn't even compare to Tupac. Are you kidding me? Yes, he freaking can. Or, oh my god, the production on Wu-Tang is superior to everything. And what about Rodeo? And what about, are you going to tell me that 36 Chambers production clears Rodeo? Are you kidding me? I like Rodeo's production way more than 36 Chamber. I love 36 Chamber, but I like Rodeo almost as much, if not a little more. You know, oh well, you can't compare it to the darkness and the deepness and messed upness of Mob Deep. And I'm like, well, I like Imperial a lot too because that album is really dark and really messed up and it's fun. I like Taboo because of that too. It's like, oh, like it's like gangster rap. Like, okay, what about that gangster rap shit? Real gangster rap. I'm like, well, I honestly think trap music has produced better songs than most gangster rap artists at the time. Um, I think gangster rap is like the unrefined version of trap music, if that makes sense. There's so many Future, Lil Baby, Gunna, and Kodak songs that I could just go off top of my head right now, and I'm like, yeah, those definitely clear like almost every single gangster rap album. It's just a personal thing, right? Obviously, but I mean, I can always make cohesive like points about it. Like, oh well, I like the sample that Kodak uses on Super Gremlin. It's really fun. It's the choir is nice here and there. Is he the most interesting personality? No, but he just slides on the beat really well. Really flows really well. Like I can give a point like that and be like, that's why I like Super Gremlin, right? It's not like I'm just saying this from a place of, oh, old head music is better or new gen music is better. Blah, 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 blah. Like, no, not at all. Are you kidding me? It's just, you know, sometimes I have preferences, and that's fine. Some days I'll have preferences. Someday, maybe one day I'll be like, you know what? After listening to this, I don't know, like Travis Scott album, I think I like the new shit more than the old shit. It might change on a dime. I'm still very open to that, 100%. But it's just for the time being. I just like the consistency from the '90s more than now, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of opinion, right? But to go out and because I've played this guy like 3 old head songs in a row in comparison to maybe 2 new gen songs, right? That is it. So that's where he's drawing these fucking comparisons from. Is, oh, this guy played 3 old head songs and 2 new gen songs. Clearly, he's an old head. Like, no, okay? I'm just out here defending myself on a video he's probably never gonna see, okay? Frick you, frick the world. I'm not an old head. I have the evidence all laid out in front of me, okay? I'm gonna go to that man and make my case, man, like Phoenix Wright, because I do not appreciate this fucking, what's the word for it? This slander, okay? Freaky shit.